Hi, can I have a chicken fries meal? On the red light. Ooh. Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your buddy Aaron. Welcome back to another G35 video. First things first, I just wanted to give you guys like an update based off the last video because we were prepping for the Hurricane Dorian to come and hit Florida. We got really lucky with the storm, guys. It did stop and it did go north. It did do a little bit of damage in the Carolinas, but we got really lucky here in Florida. The damage was really bad. It was really devastating to the Bahamas. So with that being said, I just want to say that I'm very thankful, but we do also got to look out for those other areas that got hit. So if you guys feel like you want to help out a little bit and you guys want to donate to the devastation and to the people of the Bahamas when it comes to current food and water and temporary locations, there is an organization, All Hands and Hearts. Go ahead and click the link down in the description if you guys want to send a donation. The Norwegian Cruise Line is actually matching all the donations, so if you're going to donate only $5, they will match it. It'll be a $10 donation, so any little bit helps, guys. I still got the wood over there. Like, the whole garage is kind of packed right now with a whole bunch of stuff that I brought inside because of the hurricane and whatnot. But we do have the G right here, and it is down again. I think in the last video when I was talking about changing the coil packs out, we did have to change the two front coil packs, and then it died on me again. Then I had to change another coil pack out. It just happened again. My front two, cylinder 1 and cylinder 2 coil packs just blew out again. I'm starting to think that it may not be a problem with the coil packs themselves. Like, I get it, I'm replacing them with old OEM ones, and they usually tend to go at the same time, but both cylinder 1 and 2, it's making me think that there might be another problem with the car. So I did a little bit of research online. The first thing they say to check is your ground, and I know that I changed my negative ground wire not too long ago because of that, that one stupid accident where I kind of set it on fire doing my alternator. My car just caught on fire. Like, my car just caught on fire, but I couldn't get it on film, and I'm so mad that you guys couldn't see me like frantically running around my tiny ass garage trying to put this shit out. Take a look at my negative battery, guys. That thing, you can only see like the first couple of inches of it, but you can tell that it's totally fried. Anyway, so I just went to AutoZone, replaced it with a really cheap, generic one, and I don't think it's the right grounding cable for the car, or at least it's not doing it the right justice, especially because I got two 10-inch subs in the back, and I got the LEDs installed and all that. So I picked up a couple of goodies for the G35. I went ahead and picked up OEM Hitatchi Ignition coils. I know I was talking shit about the cheap Chinese, manufacturer, the generic ones, but honestly, they held up for a while. And if the whole ground wire is the cause of them failing, then I wouldn't want to say that those cheap ones are bad. I'm still using those cheap ones. I have a Honda Fit that my aunt drives, and she's been driving with those cheap ones for like a year now, and my boy just put those same ones in his Honda, so I don't know. Either way, I got these goodies. I picked up some ignition coils from rockauto.com. They had the best price. It was $26 per ignition coil, OEM Hitachi brand. Obviously, you can go to AutoZone and get the Denso ones, which are, Denso is pretty close to OEM, but it's not OEM. Hitachi is the actual OEM ones that Nissan uses when they build these cars. So when I picked up the Hitachis, super cheap. I got all 6 of them for 172 bucks. You cannot beat that. So shout out to Rock Auto. I went on eBay and picked up an OEM negative terminal for this car, because if you guys take a look, I'm gonna show you guys the differences between the two terminals. All right, so check it out. So, up here, no problem, right? But when you're coming over to where it attaches to the chassis of the car, there's only one bolt. There's only one bolt that lets it attach to the chassis of the car, but the stock one actually has 2 bolt holes and just a wider flat surface, I guess, for better grounding. And it also uses a different material than the regular generic one. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and replace all the ignition coils. In order to get to the ignition coils on the passenger side, it's really easy. You just gotta move this bolt out the way to get this wiring harness just pushed up a little bit. Then you can get to, there's one right there, and then one down there. It's a little dark, you can barely see it, but it's there. And then you can kind of just wiggle them out. Coming over here on the driver's side, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. You're gonna have to remove your intake, whatever intake setup you got, it's gotta come out just so you can get to the first one without removing it, but the second and third one, you're gonna have to remove it to get to them. In this case, since I have a custom airbox setup, it's kind of a pain in the butt the way I have my filter in there. I do have an AEM filter, so I'm gonna be changing out the filter in there because this original filter that came with my admin tuning intake it is it's really beat up and it's dirty and it's just kind of like crunched in there. I don't know if you guys can tell, but when I take it out, I'll show you. It's falling apart. So when I'm removing this intake, I'm pretty much just gonna undo these clips right here, undo that zip tie, and then undo this bolt and pretty much unplug it. And then we're gonna go ahead and just lift it up from the back and then up. The filter's gonna come out with it, and then over here I got a new filter. Just went ahead to AutoZone and picked up a little Spectre one. It's a smaller one, so I'm hoping it doesn't get all crunched up, and I'm hoping it works okay. Being that it's a smaller filter, either you're gonna have to clean it more often or just replace it more often straight up, because there's less filtering abilities, less airflow. I hope it doesn't hinder any performance of the car, but I don't think it will. So yeah guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get to that little battery terminal real quick, just disconnect it, get the other one set up and ready to go. Just keep it disconnected so I can go ahead and remove all the ignition coils, get those replaced, and then put everything back together, put the new filter on the intake, see if I can get it all to fit back together again, and then take it on a little test drive, see how it's running. Let's do it. You fucking scared me, dude. Alright, so I got the negative terminal on there. I'm just going to leave that disconnected, and I'm going to go ahead and start working on the passenger bank right here. Go ahead and start removing the 3 ignition coils on this side. So it's 10mm bolt to remove them, and then just clips that the electrical connectors are plugged into. Looks like there's another tab right in the middle ignition coil that you're going to have to remove. This is why you don't buy the cheap ignition coils, because that middle shit always fucking gets stuck in there. Alright guys, check it out. So I was able to get that other piece of the ignition coil out of the engine. So if you guys are stuck in this situation too, where your ignition coil, half of it comes off and the boot is stuck down there, or the other half of the ignition coil is stuck down there, grab a pair of pliers and just try to shove it onto the side where you're able to grab the outside of the boot and way deep on the inside of the ignition coil. Because if you just start grabbing the boot and you start ripping, it's just gonna rip this part of the boot off, and the rest of it is gonna be stuck inside the engine. One time I had it to where only this last piece was stuck inside the engine, and at that point I had to design a little coat hanger or something to go in there and just grab the boot out of the spark plug socket in the engine. But luckily, top hats of our coils coming off, and you can grab the remainder of it with the pliers. So this is the Hitatchi Ignition coil. Right off the bat, you see that sticker on the front that lets you know that it was made in Japan. Yeah. All right, so we got all 3 for our passenger side. We're gonna go ahead and throw them in. So while you guys are changing your spark plugs and your ignition coils, it's always a good idea to look down those spark plug tubes. Make sure there's no oil in there. If there is oil, a good chance it is leaking from the spark plug tube seals from the valve covers themselves. So if that's the case, you'll have to change either the valve covers or the valve cover tube seals. But in this case, all 3 of ours are looking pretty clean. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the new ignition coils right in. All right guys, so I got the passenger side all done. I got the 3 new Hitachis all installed, all plugged in and bolted in. They are good to go. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the fun side. So we're gonna have to remove the intake, and then we should have enough room to get to the ignition coils, and hopefully none of them get stuck, but you know how it goes. Yes. I got you, you little tube. Oh shit, did I break it? Nah, I didn't break it. Alright, cool. But yeah, so remember how I was telling you guys earlier that my filter's really fucked up and dirty? Yeah, look at that shit. This thing is all mangled, bro. I don't even know if a new one's gonna fit on it, but whatever. We'll see. The seal did pretty well. It just started leaking right here. You can see a little bit of dust and debris. But over time, like, it's nice and clean all around there. Hooking pretty good, but right there the seal just kind of got busted through a little bit, but you know, DIY. Not like it matters because it's all being filtered anyway. So now that we got that out the way, we have room for our 3 ignition coils. So I'm gonna start trying to get those out. Hopefully they're not stuck. So on the 3rd ignition coil, there's also another bracket you're gonna have to remove before you can remove that last coil. There's one. Alright guys, check it out. I got that last one out. This one gave me a little bit of trouble, but I just grabbed it by the top and I was wiggling a little bit and I was able to just grab the whole thing. So we're Gucci. So I've had my most troubles with this driver's side valve cover leaking oil, and luckily right now there's no oil leaking into the spark plug tube, so we're looking good to just go ahead and drop in our new ignition coils. So it ended up being kind of a good thing that I had to remove the intake, because I was able to look at the bolts for my headers, because me and Jesse installed my headers like about a year ago or so, year and a half ago, and I discovered that some of them are falling out. So I'm missing 2 header bolts, one on each side, and I just went ahead and tightened up the ones that I can reach from the top. I can only reach like 4 or 5, but they are loose, so that is kind of upsetting. But if they fall out, you know, I'll just have to, you know, do an engine swap, so you know, it's all good. Alright guys, so it doesn't look as mangled as the other filter, but I did have to bend that that metal piece of the filter down a little bit so that I can close this this outside box part. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in the car and hope that it fits. Alright guys, so we are finally done installing the new ignition coils. Everything went fairly smoothly. We were able to get the stuck ignition coils out, and while I was in there, I was able to tighten up some header bolts that were loose, and I was also able to fix the AC line because it was rubbing a little bit. If you guys have an admin tuning intake on your G35 or really any aftermarket intake, just be careful of these hard AC lines. Make sure that where they're running, it's not touching anything, because little vibrations of your car, it will start eating away at these AC lines. As you can see right here, it makes them really thin, and then they will start leaking Freon, and then you won't have any AC, and you won't be a happy camper, especially if you live in hot ass Florida like me. So anyway guys, yeah, just make sure that this is not touching anything so it's not rubbing. I did notice that the bracket that was holding this line was rubbing up against the intake, so you can see a little bit of grinding right there, but it didn't go all the way through, thank God. So I just went ahead and removed the bracket. I put this rubber piece in between the two, so everything is good. The only thing I have left to do is just to clean that terminal, go ahead and connect the negative and get it tight, spray it off with some battery terminal protector, and then I think we're ready for a test drive. What's going on, guys? Alright, so we are in the car right now. I have the GoPro on my head right now. It's kind of hard to see. This fucking mic is huge and it keeps hitting the ceiling, but I don't know if you guys can see. What's up? This mic is huge. I'm gonna have to take it off, but let's just see if we can get this thing started. Hell yeah. So that's looking good. I'm gonna go take it on a test drive. We're gonna get some food, but I'm gonna have to take this microphone off because I can't even look around without the microphone hitting the ceiling. Before I take this microphone off, let me know what you guys think about this whole first person like action shooting thing with the car, the GoPro on my head. Let me know. It's pretty cool. All right guys, fair warning, the audio is gonna suck. Damn, this shit feels good. Hi, can I have a chicken fries meal?
You want a chicken fries meal?
Yeah.
$7.27 first window.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Oh. Do I not get a drink with it?
Okay.
That's alright, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. This shit sounds fucking fire. Feels really good. Got you on camera going on the red light. Ooh. Alright guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and watching me with the troubles on the G35. If you guys are, just remember, if you guys are having the same issues, keep blowing coil packs. Try to check your ground. Go and check all the other grounds in the car. Make sure you loosen them up, tighten them down. Just make sure the ground's okay. I'm hoping that fixed my issue, you know, because I had that aftermarket little negative terminal. So just make sure you get the right terminal. Make sure you got that good ground. Alright guys, so that's going to be about it for today's vlog. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Make sure you smash that like button if you guys liked it. And if you guys want to see some more content in the future, make sure you stick around, especially right now, because me and Torque, we got a nice new video coming out for you guys, 9th gen versus 10th gen SI. Make sure you stick around because that's a good video. And the video after that, oh my gosh, you guys aren't even ready for it. So get this, I'm gonna fill you guys in right now. I'm gonna tell you, I was expecting the rear bumper for my car to get here, you know, they said 2 to 12 weeks. It's been about 8 weeks now. I've been waiting patiently, you know, I haven't reached out to them or anything. Yesterday, I got a phone call from the shipping company. They have it. It's here in Miami, and it's gonna be delivered to my house in just a couple of days. So I was thinking about dipping the car without that bumper because I just wanted to get the car dipped. I've been waiting for it, but I guess time goes on. The hurricanes came and the dip got delayed a little bit, and then the car started breaking down a whole bunch, but everything happens for a reason. So I'm gonna get that bumper by Friday. I'm gonna try to make a nice little video for you guys installing that. Woo, I can't wait. I'm super stoked. And then you already know what's coming, because that's the final piece that we need before we can start doing the dipping. So let me know what you guys think the color is gonna be. Comment down below, let me know. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be pushing out some content for you guys, I promise. Alright, so stick around. Take it easy.